What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Hope everyone is having a fantastic week. We have a fun-filled show for you guys today. It's not just The Bachelorette. Don't worry. We're covering all aspects. We're covering all bases because that is the pop culture podcast that we are. How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, feeling great.
Oh, lovely.
Feeling great.
Noah?
Good.
Good? Just good?
Saw Harry Styles the other night.
How was that?
Great show. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Game Time.
Thank you, Game Time. Also,
Ray and I are going to the U.S. Open.
me and Fran are going on a play date tomorrow night. First time in a long time, and we're excited.
Yeah, I've never been to the U.S. Open.
Neither have I.
Tennis. And
Imagine I had been to the U.S. Open and you haven't.
Yeah.
That'd be
it could be
shocking.
Do you
possible.
play tennis?
No.
Like,
No.
do you? Oh, yeah. I think
In
you
Florida.
said it.
I told you guys this. Nobody
Yeah.
believes me.
No. And I mean, I did when I was younger, but not well.
It's a fun sport.
Yeah. And everyone knows big U.S. Open for Serena Williams. This is it for her last tournament. And I was like, I actually would really love to go see one of these matches. She plays the number 2 ranked player on Wednesday. So it's Wednesday night. So if you're listening to this, Wednesday morning, it hasn't happened yet. But it's Wednesday night. She is playing, and if she wins, fucking awesome. That's amazing. She lives to see another day in the U.S. Open after beating the number 2 ranked player. And if she doesn't, we are witnessing her last match ever. So I'm trying to be there for history being made. And I'm glad we're going to go together. I think it'll be really fun.
I'm very excited. I'm excited for some chicken tendies.
I've heard they have great food and drinks there.
I'm very excited for a drink.
Yep.
I'm going to get drunk.
We unfortunately
Responsibly.
wore our more like U.S. Open type outfit today, Tuesday, because we didn't know that we were going until this afternoon. And I wish we could just... I wish we didn't film as much as we did today.
Right.
Because we can't, we wore these all day and we're wearing it on camera all day long. So we have to have different outfits.
Unfortunately,
for the US Open.
I really do look like I was going to the U.S. Open
You really
today.
do. You
I have
really
my hair
do.
in a headband.
You're
I'm
in a floral print dress.
I got sneakers on.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yep.
U.S. Open outfit, and I don't know if I can muster up another one, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Gosh darn, am I going to try. I'm really excited.
You're going to be like the drunk person who's like yelling and has to get kicked out because you're making too much noise.
No, I'm going to be
shushed.
I'm going to be a proper drunk person.
Also, tennis, you can't.
That's what I'm
There's
saying.
no funny business. Although we'll probably be we'll be seated.
But it's
way
so
up at the top.
quiet that like if you, everyone will hear you if you make it like noise.
He's exaggerating.
No, I'm not.
He's exaggerating.
I'm not.
If you are talking to me, you won't.
I'm a normal human being.
Yeah.
I can be quiet
I don't know what he's
in a
talking
place
about.
that I need to be quiet. I went to Catholic school my entire life. You know how many times I had to be quiet in church?
Yeah.
I could be quiet.
You know how many
I don't
times
like
she's
to be,
been shushed?
Yeah. You know how many times my teachers told me I talk too much? I am talkative on a podcast where we talk, Noah. Okay? I'm an upstanding citizen. So why don't you just take that comment and shove it up your ass?
This is why I'm leaving.
Oh yeah, let's address that nonsense. So we're hiring another person to work for us and Noah. They'll be helping Noah out.
Listed as a producer
role.
I personally would say it's more of an editing role.
Right. This person is here to help Noah out in editing. You know, we got a lot of stuff to be edited, and they'll work with us as a team.
Yeah.
And we posted it on our social media with the requirements and where to apply. And my God,
that graphic could have been a little more detailed,
right?
Like
no,
it could have said like
the
junior producer.
No, but if you click to apply, there is a very detailed description.
No, I know, but who's gonna click that when
if you're interested, you'll click and then you'll read
yes,
the rest.
of course. But I'm saying just people reading just that, you would assume.
Yeah, so they saw
Producer.
hiring producer, and they
I
thought
see what you're saying. For me.
You.
Oh,
Yeah.
They thought Noah was Dunzo. They thought he was goner.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, no.
But also, you
oh
guys
my
were
God.
in an interview.
If Noah's gone, we're gone.
Yeah.
We're going to riot if Noah's not going anywhere. And I said, if I see one more comment about Noah, He's going to get punished. We're going to punish him because of your guys' comments.
What does punishing look like?
I don't know, but I was like, oh my God, these comments are getting to his head. He's like, he literally told us not to clarify that he wasn't leaving. I said,
he said, let's just let it go on for a little bit
said,
so
no.
everyone keeps commenting about me.
So ladies DM me. I said, no, I'm putting a comment under there that you're not going anywhere. No, let it sit for a little bit. It'll be funny.
He said, wouldn't it be funny if wouldn't it be funny?
No, I was
funny.
like, oh, well, then
he just wanted
for this episode,
attention.
we could have been like, is he leave? Like, and, just like a little drama.
He wanted to stir up
He wanted drama. He wanted drama.
But always for the show.
For the content, yes. That's why you will always be our producer, because you're always looking for the best interest of the show. But, what was I gonna say? Oh, you put it on your story and you said, nice knowing you guys. You put a picture of me and Fran. People
thought that. I guess I had nothing else on my story up till that point.
Let me tell you something I learned. Not everyone's gonna get the joke.
But also,
never.
I said to Fran, wouldn't that be if I actually was leaving, you think I'd take a picture of you and be like, nice knowing you?
It doesn't matter.
People don't understand sarcasm. No. They really don't.
Yeah.
Hence the woman who sent you a lengthy email the other day.
She never responded, by the way.
Because we crushed her soul.
Because it was she knew how absurd it was.
Also,
there's nothing more
demolished her over social media.
Sometimes there's nothing that's more embarrassing than
should we read it?
Being on the outside of the joke.
I'll read it out loud. I want to read it. So this was funny, and I know that
she got angry about a joke.
Right. Well, we'll read it. And I know that this is very funny because
when you get caught doing that, it's embarrassing.
It is. We said we weren't going to address haters and hate comments, whatever. We're not doing that anymore. This was a lengthy, hilarious email that we genuinely found funny, and I was putting up a bunch of stories about it yesterday that people were responding thinking it was very funny, and then some people were like, oh, you're so mad. I'm like, yes, I am mad at the stupidity of some people that they can't pick up on a joke. Some people just can't read sarcasm. Unfortunately, I can't spend the entire podcast saying, oh, by the way, guys, that was a joke. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm being sarcastic. It just wouldn't be funny anymore. So this is the email that Noah was sent. Subject line, Rhea's fucked up statement about Olivia Wilde. Hey, comma, while listening to today's episode on August 29th, 2020, these two statements were made, and I am disgusted for Rhea having said this. By the way, no mention of Noah, of how she was disgusted by Noah, but we'll continue.
Yeah. Noah brought it up first.
She quotes me and Noah. Noah - sleeping with coworkers is disgusting in my opinion. Rhea, it is disputable, never said that, I said despicable, and disgusting, and anyone who does it should be torn apart over the internet, okay? Did Rhea forget where she met Marty? Regardless if they are dating or not, if they're having sex, that is still sleeping with a coworker. I do not think that it is fair for Rhea to sit there and say this about another woman when she is likely doing the exact same thing, especially how much hate she got for her own relationship. Honestly, so gross how hypocritical Rhea is being for saying this. I like to clarify, I am doing that exact same thing, which is why it was a joke.
Yeah. Yes, that's where the joke came in.
Right.
That's why Noah brought it up in the first place. He was giving you a dig.
He was giving me a dig, and I was giving a dig at myself.
Yep.
And somehow that flew right over this lady's head, so much so she had to write a lengthy email to tell me how
not everyone can keep up with us.
No, we're too fast and witty. Well, I actually, some people DM me, and they were like, well, it's because Fran didn't laugh after.
Some people were like, oh, Fran finally fired Noah.
Oh.
Fran's celebrating.
You know what? Also, sometimes when you don't, you know what I realized too, when you guys have moments and you go back and forth, I am visibly smiling. Like sometimes I have more of like a silent laugh. I don't have an outwardly.
Yeah, this is why people think you hate us.
I know. I don't have an outwardly loud
you gotta watch on YouTube.
Laugh sometimes. So I was thinking about this because I was like, oh, it probably seemed like I didn't react if you're just listening on the podcast, because I kind of pull one of these where I'm like, and I'm laughing, but there's no sound coming out.
That's exactly what happened. People literally were DMing me like, well, maybe because Fran didn't laugh after.
No,
but she smiled.
I smiled and I went,
that's why
my God, and I laughed. But
you gotta watch on YouTube.
It's just
such a classic tiff.
So,
just so you guys
on the podcast.
I don't think.
Only Murders. So if you watch Only Murders in the Building, we talked about the dynamic between Oliver, Charles, and Mabel, and I thought it was really funny that in the first season, there are fans of the podcast waiting outside their building, and Mabel and Oliver are like getting into an argument, or Charles, and they're like, they run away, and they all turn to each other and like, oh my God, what a classic Mabel and Oliver tip. And I laugh to myself when we do trivia or something, and you guys start bickering, or we all start bickering, and in their heads are like, oh my God, this is so classic.
Yeah. Classic Fred and Noah tiff.
Classic tiff. But yeah, so
we also determined that if we were to cast the three of us as the characters, Noah would be Mabel, and Rhea would be Oliver, and I would be Charles. And I think that's extremely accurate.
I think it's pretty spot on. I was actually talking about that with some friends this weekend, and I told them that, and they said yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
I
I'm
think
very
it makes
happy with
sense.
that. And I also love dips.
What?
I love dips.
Dips?
Have you guys been paying attention to the show?
Oh, yes.
Oliver loves his dips.
Yeah.
He loves hummus.
His dips.
He loves dips.
Dips. D-I-P-S.
Like the ice cream?
Dips.
No,
No.
he like those
Like
are dips.
hummus,
like dipping.
tzatziki.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Sauce.
You know,
Salsa.
You know dibs?
French onion dip.
spinach
Yeah,
and
I just said
artichoke
that.
dip.
No, I know what dips are. I
Dips.
didn't realize it was with a P. I thought you were saying B. Dibs.
No,
No,
dips.
Yeah. I
He
forgot
does- he
that. I haven't
does.
watched it in a long time. I haven't
And that's
watched
also
season
from
two.
season 1. He loves his dips as well.
Okay.
He loves dips.
Yeah.
I love dips. Okay. Anyways,
I do
moving
too,
on.
for the record.
What's
Oh,
your favorite
yeah,
dip?
good dip.
Love dips. Oh God.
French onion for me. French onion with a
Come on.
classic
Salsa.
ruffle.
Oh, that's good.
I honestly, I will take any.
You don't discriminate
You
against
ever
dips.
have
I love
blue
dips.
fish?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
We get that in the
Dip.
vineyard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we get that in the cave.
Mhm.
Yeah, classic rich
You wouldn't
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you eat?
I'm fucking
Trash
poor.
in New
Bluefish.
Jersey?
A little bluefish spread.
No.
I actually
I
got
eat the
one from,
warmed up Lay's dip.
I got one from one of
Fucking
the
bluefish
farms.
dip. Fuck
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys, honestly.
Hey, for the record, I
Oh
did
my
not.
God.
I didn't say it. He
Poo,
said
poo,
it.
poo.
He said it.
You go to the gas station, get a hot dog.
I had one that was from this farm that was like a buffalo blue cheese dip. Oh
Mm.
boy,
That sounds delicious.
it was really.
Oh, how
good.
are we not mentioning the
Really
greatest dip of
good.
all time?
What?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly,
chicken
all
dip.
dips are
Buffalo
fantastic.
chicken dip
I
during
don't know if I've
football
ever had
season?
that.
No.
Wait, what?
Buffalo
Buffalo chicken dip.
I don't. What do you dip into it?
The chip,
Tostitos.
and
I've
it's
probably had
Crackers.
shredded chicken, and it's you put it in a
I
baking
don't think I've ever-
pan. and
Noah.
Maybe
you
I
do
have.
it
I
with
don't know.
cheese and
Like chili.
No.
Well, no, I mean, it's just three. It's really just like three things:
Yeah.
You would
cheese,
have had
I've
chicken,
had it.
buffalo sauce, little
I'm
sour
sure
cream.
I've had it, but I usually
Do you
just had the
even watch
wings.
football, bro?
I have wings.
Have you ever been to a Super Bowl party?
Yeah, we were at one together.
Were we?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
No, I'm talking about a
Oh,
Super
like at a
Bowl at a house.
All right.
Yeah, I have.
Your bougie ass needs to be checked.
Also,
I was
what-
not talking
Really,
about
what is
a
going
Super
on?
Bowl
What is
party
going on
at
with
the
him?
actual Super
First
Bowl.
he's like, I don't dips. What are you saying, dips? Now he's
Well, you said
Super Bowl party.
The first thing I think of is like
Super
a real
Bowl-
party, not like.
Oh, the
No,
first
that
thing when
first
you
thing
hear
you-
Super Bowl party, the first thing you think of is the actual
You think like a party
official
at the
Super Bowl
event?
party.
I mean that. Yeah, because that's like a part. Like I just.
No,
I don't
I'm
call it
thinking
a party when I
Super
go
Bowl
watch
Sunday.
This. I know, but that's not a party in my mind. That's like, oh, we're all just gathering to watch.
Oh no,
A Super Bowl Sunday
Noah-
gathering. You've ever been?
Noah.
Yes, I have.
Then there
Noah.
were dips there.
No, there were.
Noah, you're wrong on that one.
And a blue cheese. I'm blue cheese over ranch for wings.
You're wrong on that one. Like, when anybody you host people.
I know. I
Hey,
know.
you
It's
going
called
to
a
Super
to
Bowl
watch
party
it,
this
you're
weekend?
you're trying to defend your take, but
They
Sorry
don't
that-
think they're going to see Lil Wayne at the Sports Illustrated party.
when I got invited to my friend's apartment to watch the Super Bowl last year, he
Call it a
said,
party?
"I'm having a Super Bowl party."
How many people?
15.
I guess that's enough for a party. Because I don't know. I haven't been to.
Go
One
eat
with
your
that.
bluefish
you're-
dip
yeah, you're
at your
backtracking.
Lil Wayne
You're
Sports
back-
Illustrated party,
Yes.
okay?
Oh,
Nothing
man.
wrong
We
with-
need to
I
knock
just-
him down a
I
peg.
know. I'm telling
Those
you,
comments.
it's all from the
Comments.
comments.
It's the comments.
It's all
I'm
from
still
the
on a high
comments.
from those
I
comments.
did.
You're
see
getting
someone-
a punishment.
I did see.
I don't know what it
say-
is, but
I did see someone say how we make sure Noah gets checked.
you need to be checked. After this whole conversation, I thought you were fine, but now
So-
when you hear Super Bowl party, you think we're talking
Yeah.
about the official events at the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Is that a bad thing? We were all there. You were there.
Yeah, when she said, "Have you ever been to a Super Bowl party?" That's not where my brain went.
I mean,
Mine went to
You bougie ass
a
bitch.
gathering of friends, family, perhaps, where you just sit around and you watch the Super Bowl on the
and you eat dip.
on the TV,
Buffalo chicken dip, to be exact.
and you have some buffalo chicken dip.
No, he's too busy in the Cape with his bluefish dip.
ever have crab dip?
Okay. Anyways,
Anyway.
we're going to get into the topics for today.
Yeah.
Noah's too rich for our asses right now. We're going to be talking about Taylor Swift is releasing a new album October 21st. She announced that at the VMAs. It's called Midnights. Very exciting. Young Gravy and Addison Rae's mom. A lot of PDA going on. I'm feeling very bad for Addison Rae and her siblings. I don't like what's going on right now. Britney Spears released a 22-minute long video about her conservatorship. I am
Ria's tired of talking about Britney Spears.
I am. I love Britney Spears, but my God, it's just the same thing every week. How much can I say? We also have a Bachelorette recap with Trent, per usual, and a great interview with the Love Island U.S. winners, Zeta and Timmy. So let's get into it, starting off with Taylor Swift.
We're getting into September. We're almost there, which means we're heading into fall. And nothing's better than a nice, maybe you get a little warm day, but a chilly night. You need a sweatshirt. You need a blanket, but you want to sit outside because it's still beautiful. Maybe you want to start a fire. Life's best moments happen around a roaring fire, and a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more memorable. You guys can upgrade your backyard with a Solo Stove fire pit and create story-worthy moments without the fireside fumes. It's a stainless steel construction designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. So little smoke you'll wonder how there's so much fire. It's the perfect catalyst for getting outside and spending more time with family and friends. I love the Solo Stove fire pit, guys. I obviously live in New York City, so I don't have one here, but I have family that have them. And when you go home and you sit around, you can sit outside, you get your blanket, maybe you roast a marshmallow. It's so great. The Solo Stoves are so easy. Right now, you can get big discounts on all fire pits during Solo Stove's Labor Day sale. You can use promo code CHICKS at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com, promo code CHICKS for $10 off, on top of their incredible Labor Day discounts. But hurry, the Labor Day sale ends September 11th.
Taylor Swift announced she will be releasing her new album, Midnights, on October 21st. She said it's a collection of sleepless nights where she wrote this music, which I am very excited for because one can only think of the things you come up with when you can't sleep at night. That means these songs have to be golden. This is maybe the most excited I've ever been for a Taylor Swift album because I love the whole idea, whole premise of it. I'm super excited.
I knew it when I knew something was happening because why is Queen Taylor showing up at the VMAs? One, I was like, okay, she's there, so she must be winning all the awards. Like, there's no way she's showing up if she doesn't already know she's winning Album of the Year.
They let people know these things.
Album of the Year, Video of the Year is what she won.
Finally.
She's won Video of the Year, but yes. And I just knew there was going to be something. It's like there's just going to say something. Waited to see what she had to say watching it, and she delivered. She had said, I'm here for you guys, and the fans have, brought this here. You've been so generous. I'm going to give you something too. Then she said she has a brand new album. You can find out more at midnight. And then at midnight, we all found out that she has a new album coming out October 21st. Like you said, a collection of music written in the middle of the night. What she said is a journey through terrors and sweet dreams, the floors we pace and the demons we face. For all of us who have tossed and turned and decided to keep the lanterns lit and go searching, hoping that just maybe when the clock strikes 12, we'll meet ourselves. Midnights. The stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout my life will be out October 21st.
I can't wait. This is the most I've ever been excited for a Taylor Swift album. I
Really?
really love the whole idea of it.
I do like the idea too.
I love the idea of it because I think that it's going to be
all different
right in my vibe of what I like from Taylor Swift. I love the date that it's coming out because I think Taylor Swift's music fits the best in the fall and the winter because it's more slow, romantic.
I agree. This fits the timing, too.
I think it fits the timing, and I have been a part of many sleepless nights where, in your mind,
Yeah.
it races and it races, and I can only imagine.
Every night for me.
Rhea's like, I come up with my best ideas in the middle of the night, so Taylor Swift's coming
It's
up with
gotta
her
be
best
great,
songs
right?
in the middle of the
I
night.
feel like a lot of people feel that way, that
Yeah.
they come up with things and it could be dark things. You could start thinking, your mind just races in the middle of the night because no one else is awake, and it's you and your mind. And I feel like that's what we're getting from Taylor Swift here, and I'm very excited about it. And I think that there will be a song for everybody. I think that it could be a sleepless, happy night. She's so excited.
There's a side A and a side B, so they could have different
Right. She's so
vibes.
excited. She had the best night of her life. She can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or this is the worst night of my life. I'm freaking out. I can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be great. I love the whole idea. I love the vibe. And I am really excited.
I'm really excited too. I'm October 21st. I know everyone was freaking out. It is Kim Kardashian's birthday. I don't think that was like a deliberate.
I don't think so either.
Everything with her is deliberate.
No, but
No,
I don't think,
but
I don't think
I'm
so.
more of it's deliberate that this is her because of 13. It's a Friday. It just writes itself.
Yeah.
It is a Friday. Music comes out on Friday. We all know that. It's 10/21, 10/21, 13. Add those up, you get 13.
Right. That's her number. Everybody knows.
I found this on Twitter too. Taylor Swift, born on the 13th, 13 years after the Kanye incident at the VMAs, accepts the VMA for her 10-minute version of a song and announces her 10th studio album coming in the 10th month of the year, and it will naturally have 13 songs. So I think that all adds up a lot more. And then it was like, they probably were like, oh, so that's Kim Kardashian's birthday. And they were like, oh, the numbers add up. The numbers add up.
Yeah, I think it just had to do with the 13.
Exactly,
I didn't think
I do
anything
too.
about Kim Kardashian. I think that's in the
13
past.
songs.
But I'm sure, there will be some sleepless nights having to do with that kind
Yeah.
of drama. I am really excited. I love this idea, and it's shocking how excited I am, actually.
I know. It really is.
I'm shocked by myself.
I'm shocked.
Her 10th studio album, I think it's pretty crazy. Like, she's just a giver. I just feel like she's given so much new music. So many major musicians just don't put out this volume of work, and she just keeps on giving us stuff. When she said it on stage, I thought it was going to be a re-record because all the fans are like, oh, we're going to get a re-record coming soon. But no, this is just a brand spanking whole new album. And I like the ideas. Maybe she got the idea for it too, re-recording these songs and going into the vault and finding ones to put on these albums where it's like, oh, I also have all these other songs that I wrote in the middle of the night. That should be its own thing. And then maybe that's how the idea was born.
It's like a little haunting.
It is. It feels it.
And it's like right around Halloween time. I'm really into it.
The merch is going to be so
Wait,
good.
did she say how far back it goes? Like,
No. She did not say that. It just says, the stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout my life. That's a wide range. Scattered throughout her life.
I wonder if it's gonna be like.
I mean, we're not going to
Halloween.
know when, I don't think. It's not like she's going to tell
Right.
us what year.
No, I know.
We'll be able to
songs are
figure it
Yeah.
out from lyrics. This is actually the first year of my life I'm excited for fall. Isn't that
I
weird?
can't wait for fall.
I am so excited for the fall this year. I am not
Yeah.
usually somebody who loves the fall. I actually had a great fall last year too. I really did. But I kept acting like it was summer
Yeah.
instead of, I think everyone remembers I
Yeah.
kept saying it was summer. I am ready for fall this year. Mainly, I'm trying to up my wardrobe into a fall wardrobe this year. I'm never usually a fall girl where I get like fall outfits. I'm trying to do that this year.
I'm
And so,
wishing you luck on your journey.
thank you.
Fall
And this is
style
why I'm,
this year is a lot of like Catholic school uniform
which is
reinvented.
maybe why I'm excited.
Yeah.
And
Lot
that
of
plays into the being excited for the Taylor Swift album for the fall.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Taylor, we are super pumped, and thank you. We're very excited
Thank
for
you.
this, and it just made sense. Oh, by the way, big shout out to Dylan O'Brien for being at the VMAs with Taylor Swift. Very entertaining. He went up on stage both times with her, and he's just standing behind her like, yeah, I'm up here. Sadie was not there, but he was there, and I'm sure he had a great night.
Our guy, Dylan O'Brien, that has no idea how integrated into this podcast he is.
I know, seriously.
Come on the show, Dylan. We're waiting.
Open invite.
So Young Gravy and Addison Rae's mom, Sherry, were seen PDAing it up all over the VMAs in a very
start to
uncomfortable
finish.
way. I just don't find this funny or entertaining.
No.
If it is a joke, I don't know if it's a joke. I think that, I don't know what's going on, but it makes me feel bad for Addison Rae and her siblings, because now it's just a whole thing is it to make Monty even more mad, even more jealous? We know how he reacted initially when Young Gravy was making videos. Now they're kissing and making out all over the place. I mean, you don't want to see your mom making out with a young guy on the red carpet to make the rest of your family jealous or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like that, especially when your parents just split up or whatever is going on. I just think this is something you don't want to see. And so I just feel bad for this family as a whole. I feel like they're going through a lot of shit. And Sherry, she probably wants her shine. She's probably like, fuck Monty. I'm going to do my own thing. And she deserves that. She deserves to do her own thing. I just don't know if the publicity stunts with Young Gravy are the way to go about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to interpret. Like, is it genuine? Is it not? Because, Young Gravy really does have a thing for the MILFs of the world. That is his thing. So it's not like it's totally out of the realm of possibility of this being like kind of a real thing. But to have it be just kind of a big moment or to go viral or all of those things, I can't imagine Addison would be very excited about that. It's one thing to go as dates. It's another thing to be making out the entire time and on the carpet and during the show and all those things. So no, I was on his Twitter. I realized he actually retweeted the Chicks in the Office tweet of the picture of him and Sherry at the VMAs. But then the What's Trending Twitter account tweeted, "We would not want to be Addison Rae today as she's trending alongside her mom, Sherry Nicole. Sherry is causing quite the internet stir after attending the VMAs as Young Gravy's date and showing lots of PDA on the red carpet. Young Gravy retweeted that and said she's newly single and living her life. Leave her alone, LOL." So, I mean, like, yes, she is newly single. She is living her life. She also has three kids. Monty puts out a reaction. He posted on his story about this with said, I think he leftovers, take my, whatever he said.
It's disgusting.
It's just, I'm not like, it's tough because Sherry totally was just wronged by this guy, Monty. And if she wants to go out and date and do something, like, yes, do it. It's just maybe the wrong forum.
That's what I think. And I think you're right it's different to be each other's dates.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Young Gravy took Sherry as his date to the VMAs. There's no kissing, whatever. But the making out and all the PDA, it's just like
wouldn't it be wild? Maybe they like each other.
Right? No, Fran.
I don't know.
There's no way.
There were videos like from people at the VMAs. No, I know.
So Dumas posted.
Sherry doesn't like Young Gravy. She's single and she's like, maybe I'll give it a ride or two. And then
she likes the attention.
If she's getting she might.
Yeah, attention. She likes attention, but does she like Young Gravy himself?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did Young Gravy really like Sherry, or does he just think she's a hot mom?
Dumas posted about this situation, and somebody wrote into her saying, because somebody wrote they were interested in the gossip about Addison's mom. Dumas wrote, "I still don't know if her and YG are a stunt or not." And someone wrote back, "Def not. I sat behind them at the VMAs and they were so lovey-dovey. The camera was barely on them and they couldn't get their hands off each other. I also have videos of them legit making out while I was trying to record the artist on stage."
To me, if this is a thing, it's a sex thing. And as disgusting as
that's
is talking
fine.
About, like, because I just feel bad talking about Sherry in that context because of the way Monty's been talking about her, I find disgusting, but whatever. To me,
or it could be just a
to me,
make-out
no,
thing.
this is what I'm saying. To me, this is either it's a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's making out, having sex, whatever it is, and that's fine. I don't think Young Gravy and Sherry are gonna run off on the sunset together. Sherry's newly single. Maybe she's feeling empowered. She wants to feel sexy. Young Gravy makes her feel that way. Cool. I think she has all the power and right to do that because Monty has clearly not treated her right at all.
No.
I just can't help but feel bad for Addison Rae and her siblings.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and maybe that's wrong of me, but I feel bad for them. I don't know if I would, maybe if I hated my dad so much that my mom was doing these things, I'd be like, yeah, mom, do it. But I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I think she doesn't want any of this to be happening publicly. That's
No,
my take on it.
yeah.
I don't know her personally. That's just my feeling on it. Gut reaction.
Look, if I'm Addison Rae and I'm like, you're probably like, okay, mom, I get it, but really, like, does it have to be this?
And like, she's got younger brothers.
Yeah.
And to see her mom making out, people don't even like watching their own parents make out.
No, I know. So, yeah, it's
Have
uncomfortable.
you ever seen your parents make out?
Unfortunately.
I've never seen it.
I was gonna say,
my parents are
you
so
guys
graphic.
definitely.
Yeah, my parents are. This house is too open.
Yeah.
You've never
Not
walked
like
in on them?
No, like in a joking way. Like my sister gets. I don't care about that stuff at all. Like with my parents, I'm so glad you guys love each other.
Yeah.
My sister, whenever my parents say something to each other in that light or show affection, whatever, my sister's like, ew, and then so my dad will jokingly like grab my mom's face and make out with her to bother my sister, but not in a way where I walked in on my parents making out.
Yeah, it was just uncomfy. All around uncomfy to watch.
It's uncomfortable.
The whole thing of everything happen, and yeah, it's like it's not so crazy where it's like, oh my God, the age difference is so out of this world. I think Sherry's like 42. And yeah, she's 42. Young Gravy's 26. So it's not like absolutely wild, crazy. You know who I always think of that's always my example? And I got to remember so 26, 42. They're 16 years apart. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is 32. And his wife is 55. That's so. Sometimes, like, weirdly enough,
Priyanka and Nick Jonas.
Well, that's 10. 10 is not that crazy to me. 32 and 55.
Yeah, that's a wild gap.
And that's
20 years.
They've been married for like a decade. They've been married
Works for some.
since 2012. So they got married when he was 22 and she was 40 something.
It works
They
for
have
some.
kids. So yeah, it does work. It does work for some.
But do
So
you
I'm
think
just
it's weird
saying,
that people
could
get
be.
mad at older guys for dating younger girls, but don't get mad at older women for dating younger guys?
Yeah, there's always that. That's a weird.
Would you be offended if someone called you a cougar if you were of that age?
No.
Or a MILF?
I wouldn't be offended by MILF at all. MILF is a compliment.
It definitely is. Kind of a very similar situation, but the Daily Mail just posted that what you were just talking about, that Leonardo DiCaprio and Camilla did split up at the beginning of the summer. I know there's been a lot of speculation about that.
I thought she was the one for him. That was like his longest relationship.
I know the Daily Mail made the headline, aged out, Leonardo DiCaprio, 47, splits with Camilla Morrone just months after the model turned 25, as actor is known for not dating anyone over their mid-20s. Tough.
It is tough. It is tough that he
tough.
dated her. He broke up with her when she turned 25.
Yeah.
That's very not a great look
Yeah.
for Leo, who is known to not date women older than of the age of 25. But there are rumors about him and Gigi, and Gigi's older than 25.
Yeah. I just had a flashback to us sitting in one of the old studio rooms in the old office when we thought he was going to propose.
Yeah, we thought they were getting
rumors
married.
that he was going to
Wasn't
propose.
that Kayla?
Feidelberg.
I think
Feidelberg was like, I have.
It was Feidelberg.
Yeah. And that didn't happen. But no, you're definitely right. People look at Leonardo, it's like, oh, obviously he only dates young people. And
No, but I'm saying
always,
there's
but
a little
flipped. I'm agreeing with you that people look at the older men with younger women differently than older women with younger men.
Yes. Or in both ways.
Yeah.
I think that they get mad at men more, but also approve it more.
Yeah.
And then the same, but when it comes to women, they're like, oh my God, how can she be dating such a younger guy?
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think it's ever really like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, the Sherry stuff is just more like if it's making her happy, then I guess it's great, but it was just hard to watch a little bit, I would say. Britney Spears posted a 22-minute long video. I believe it was on YouTube and then deleted it, so it's not up anymore, but I think that you can, like, there's clips of it or things have been transcribed so you can read it out. But the gist of it really was that she's just continuing to talk about how much control her family had over her, her mom trying to, like, play this different role. She claimed that, when she was put into that facility, that it stemmed from her just disagreeing with the dance move when they were rehearsing, and she was starting to disagree, and they were like, we got to do something about this, and they put her in this facility, and where she had to have all this blood drawn all the time. And it really came down to her also being like, I just want to share these things and get them off my chest and, like, talk about it instead of doing some kind of sit-down interview. She said, I've been offered tons of sit-down interviews for a whole lot of money, and I just don't feel like I need to do it. She said, she just doesn't give a fuck anymore, really. So she's just going to, like, let it all out instead of sharing it in that kind of scene. She said, I've had tons of opportunities, Oprah, interviews to go on a platform and share hardships or just really anything that's going on in my mind. And I really don't think any of that is relevant to getting paid to tell your story. I feel like it's kind of silly. So I'm here, honestly, just to open myself to others and try to shed light on if anyone out there has ever gone through hardships or whatever it is, just to put a light on it so that person doesn't feel alone, because I know what that feels like. So, talked about continuing to work, putting out all these albums, doing tours, having no control over her life, finally getting a new lawyer, kind of seeing the beginning of the Free Britney movement, and getting out of this whole scene. And it just feel like she just wants to share. I don't really understand why she always posts and deletes stuff. I guess she knows that it's going to get out there.
That's why I have nothing else to say about Britney Spears. I don't, because it's the same thing over and over again. She posts something, it gets deleted. Yeah. We know her family sucks. Okay? We get it. Her family sucks. Yeah. She was under and listen, I know that she wants everyone to know what she went through, and I think she totally should do that, and everyone should know. But the conversation is feeling pretty repetitive at this point. And I think she needs to figure out shit behind the scenes. And we are all aware of how shitty her family was to her and how all these people were so fucked up in her life. She was under this conservatorship, and she shouldn't have been, and she was stopped from doing all these things, and now she can live her life. I want her to live her life freely. But I want her to figure out her shit behind the scenes as well.
I actually don't mind. Like, if she wants to post videos telling us every story and letting it all out, fine.
No, yes, but it's more like talking about it gets repetitive, because it's like the stories are all kind of the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, until we get that tell-all book with every single little detail, I think that all of the stories are going to sound very similar. She wasn't allowed to do something. She wasn't allowed to do that, which is awful.
Yeah.
And I think we all think
her
it's
dad.
Awful.
There is always some new kind of thing, or like, I just feel like she gets more honest with her parents of what things that she said to her dad or things that her dad said to her, and being stuck in these positions of, like, going to these AA meetings. She's not an alcoholic, but, like, having to do all these things, or begging her dad, like, why are you making me do this? And there's, like, they just made her think that she was nuts. It really,
I mean, it's awful.
It's like, oh, you have to listen to the doctors.
What she went through is terrible.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So,
but I think there's a lot of things that she needs to figure out behind the scenes.
Yeah. She wrote, I'm honestly more angry at my mom because I heard when reporters would call her at the time and ask questions of what was going on, she would innocently hide in the house and she wouldn't speak up. It was always like, I don't know what to say. I just don't want to say the wrong thing. We're praying for her. I feel like she could have gotten me a lawyer in literally 2 seconds. My friend helped me get one in the end. But I truly, every time I made contact with a firm, my phone was tapped and they would take my phone away from me. And she ended it and she said, I'm sharing this because I want people to know I'm only human. I do feel victimized after these experiences. And how can I mend this if I don't talk about it? I have an amazing song out now with one of the most brilliant men of our time, and I'm so grateful. But if you're a weird, introverted oddball like me who feels alone a lot of the time and you need to hear a story like this today so you don't feel alone, just notice my life has been far from easy. So she really, I guess it's just whatever outlet she feels to share these stories, but it is just always different. YouTube, Instagram, it's up, it's gone, it's posted, it's deleted, book, not book, what's happening. But you got she seems very happy about the song. She did post a video, I don't know if you guys saw it, where she was like, holy shit.
She was like talking in a British accent.
Yeah, she was. Which she like she said, she's an oddball. She was pumped. She was very excited. British accent. She's working with Elton John.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Makes sense
Who
in my
wouldn't
mind.
be pumped to work with Elton John?
Yeah, exactly. And the song is blown up and is doing really well. So I think Britney's got to be really happy about that. It's catchy. I will say I like it. I think Cold Heart was catchier, but I do like it. Noah doesn't like it.
I just think it's like, there's no point to it. Are you ever going to throw that on in the car? You would throw Tiny Dancer on.
I would.
I get
Right,
Cold
I'm
Heart.
throwing on, that's a question. If you ask me, I'm throwing Tiny Dancer on over that.
I get
Yeah.
Cold Heart because it's like so different and it really does feel like another song.
Yeah.
This
But
one just seems like
sometimes
they kind of
there's-
just like made this one more boring.
I don't know. There's sometimes versions of a song that like there's covers of Tiny Dancer that sometimes I would rather listen to than the Elton John version.
No. Of like famous people covering it?
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen Almost Famous, have you?
Isn't
Yes.
it different in
I've
Almost
probably
Famous?
asked you that 100 times.
Uh-huh.
No, it's Elton.
It's Elton. I think Florence and the Machine has one that's really good.
Can't beat Elton.
No, I'm just saying that there are other ones where sometimes if you're in the mood to listen to a
Yeah.
different one.
For sure.
And it's the same with like Cold Heart. Sometimes you want to listen to Rocket Man. Sometimes you want to listen to Cold Heart. Get a little dance mix into it.
Yeah. I just feel like every song doesn't need to be like clubified.
I guess that's fine. I love remixes.
That's a fine take.
I like when those songs are clubified.
I'm good with the originals.
Yeah.
Ooh.
On both of them.
Really? You don't like Cold Heart?
Not that I
My
don't
parents
like it.
love Cold Heart. My
Yeah,
dad
it-
is like listening to Cold
It's
Heart.
not that I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's that I would prefer Rocket Man.
That's fine. I think that's fair.
But I think that is completely fine take to have, so nobody come after me.
No. And I do think that it's a very good way for Britney to get back into it. It's probably pretty scary to just release a new song on her own, or if that's something she wanted to do. I feel like this isn't a way
Right.
to ease into it.
Doing it with someone like Elton John,
Yeah.
it's going to put you
Yeah.
in a good place.
You're going to get a lot of listens and people are probably going to like it.
All right, we're going to get into our Bachelorette recap with Trent, talking about the worst episode of all time. But just a reminder how much we love Coors Light. Coors Light is the official beer of everything unofficial, celebrating those moments that truly make summer or fall chill. We are heading into September, everybody, which means fall is right around the corner, and we're going to continue chilling out with Coors Light. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that is Coors Light. The mountains on the bottle and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill, like I said. And you can make the most of the end of your summer with a chance to win exclusive chill merch, fun local experiences, a trip to New York, Chicago, LA by entering a chance to win at CoorsLight.com/chicks. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 9/19/22. Game ends 9/6/22. 50 USDC. 21 and up only. Void where prohibited. For rules, visit CoorsLightSummer.com. Remember, always celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Monday night was another episode of The Bachelorette. We got Avon's hometown and Men Tell All, and it was quite frankly the worst episode in Bachelorette history. As two people, Fran and Trent, I looked at the opposite.
Yeah, you went
When
Fran and Trent.
Fran and Trent, as two people who have been watching the show way longer than I have, can you confirm or deny the reports that this was the most boring, worst episode in the history of this television show?
I can't remember a more riddled with advertisement Tell All in a decade at least.
For sure. It was really bad. The whole thing was really
It was bad.
Started off weird because we still had to finish off Avon's hometown.
And it wasn't like, it was so weird that they threw Avon's hometown on this episode. Why they wouldn't save one of the ones that were more dramatic for this moment, I do not understand. Like, I get they wanted, I guess they needed like the Tyler one last week to try and be like, there's a breakup, so it's not just all of them going well. Because this just was run-of-the-mill, easy hometown. Like, they tried to make it seem like maybe Avon's parents weren't going to like her. There was going to be some drama. Great date. Both parents liked her. She was happy. He's fallen in love with her. They're good right now. There was no drama in that hometown.
No drama, and then they didn't even show the rose ceremony.
No.
If you want to see the rose ceremony, please go to abc.com.
And then guess what? They didn't post it. They posted it like this morning. They didn't even post it last night or Monday night.
Something's awry.
Something's going on, and I don't know what it is. And they would never do that in the past where here's a hometown, and then, the rose ceremony, the most important part of the show. We're just going to fast forward right through that. You can watch it online if you want. What is going on?
What are we doing here? This is upside down, ass backwards, right? The way they're doing this. If anything, the way that the men tell all, women tell all are these days, put that shit on abc.com and give us an actual episode. Let's cut the men tell all. If we're going to decide we're going to put clips, if we're going to decide to put clips online,
you stole what I said.
Put the men tell all on there.
Especially if you know it's a dud.
Did you say that?
Remember, you pointed at me. You said,
good point.
And you made sure you said,
I did.
Good point, Rhea. Good point.
I did. And then I just
stole it.
I thought about how much of a good point it was,
and then
that I stole it. Yep.
You thought my point was so good, you made it your point.
That's
fine.
That was.
We could share points. We're teammates.
Rhea did say that first, and I doubled down.
Fine. My point's your point,
Put that shit online and give us a rose ceremony.
I want you both to know that's a great point.
Yeah.
What you guys are saying.
God, we all have a great point.
Thank you.
You guys have a great point in this because if it's a dud of a men tell all or a women tell all, whatever.
But rank who had a better point.
She came up with it first, so.
Well, yeah, you have to go directly to the source of the point and give them props.
Okay, cool.
Great point, Rhea.
Thank you, and great point, Fran.
Thank you. Great point, Rhea.
It's just, and it was so bad. Like, if it was good, then fine. Show how dramatic it is, and there's all this fighting. It just wasn't any good. The vibe I got from last night, I have no way to describe how weird it was.
It really was, and I don't know what the deal is with
so strange.
Who they decide to invite now and who doesn't, or if, because I'm under the impression that you're under contract. If they say you got to be at the men tell all, you got to be at the men tell all. Right. I thought that's how it worked. Maybe it doesn't, but for them to have these guys there and then to show clips of Chris being annoying and then showing clips of Hayden clips of Hayden being annoying, and then neither of them are there. It's like Jesse Palmer's looking at all these guys and they're like, all right guys, let's discuss Hayden's behavior. Hayden's not there. Why is he not there?
Also, people were bringing up the point that usually when there's something like Rachel and Tyler, for example, Tyler would then be on the hot seat with Rachel. None of that happened. This whole thing was a catastrophe, and I have to say, if you're online saying that you enjoyed this episode and that you've never laughed that hard and they gave you a good laugh, then
you're lying.
I'm judging you. I am judging you so hard, just how you are judging me. I am judging you.
I think the show.
You're not even lying. You just need to open up your eyes a little bit.
I think the show has gone a little soft.
Yeah.
They absolutely have gone soft.
Like, you got to bring
starting with you, the cutting of your luggage pole.
Well, I mean, that's not what I was referring to, but hey, that's another great point.
Thank you.
It's another great point. But like you're saying, Fran, when you don't have Hayden show up or Chris show up, and it's just like, hey, we got Logan here. When the Logan thing, nobody even cares about that anymore.
And then they didn't even talk about him leaving. It was like, oh, should we address how you're feeling? Hey, Logan, how you doing? You recover from COVID? How you feeling? Remember, you left because you had COVID. They just didn't bring that up at all.
I think
which makes me. Well, a lot of people think that the COVID was not real.
I don't think it was real. And maybe they've gotten a little complacent. They're just surfing on these millions of viewers that they get every week, so they don't have to, and they don't want to step in too much controversy because they know how that goes, and they've gotten to a place where they're just not doing anything anymore.
I like to say I don't think the COVID was real.
You don't think it was real?
No.
Good point.
You mean just
Thank
in
you.
general?
You mean in
COVID?
general or Logan's?
No. Oh my lord.
Oh my God, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think COVID is real.
All of
And
a
I
sudden-
also went to Sydney Sweetie's mom's 60th birthday
Yeah.
party.
All I know is that Noah could have cut that clip into a weird way
Yes.
where it was like, I don't think COVID is real.
No, no.
It's like, what?
Logan's.
Logan's COVID was
Okay.
not real.
Great point, Rio.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
I might as well be
What's your
about
stance?
to sharpen pencils because I'm full of great points.
I will. Can I say? I
What's
actually
my stance
weirdly
on
do
what?
think that it was
Vaccinations.
real. I actually feel like maybe I don't know why they're just not talking about it, but I could have swore I saw some rumors that they had to like stop filming for a while when they were on the cruise ship because everyone had to quarantine, but maybe that all didn't happen. I don't know. I thought that was something that happened, but it does feel very weird that they just didn't talk about that at all. The one moment that was supposed to be like a hot seat was Nate, and there was just he still had they still talked to him with kid gloves on. There was no like, oh, you've gotten into some social media trouble and you didn't tell this woman that you had a daughter. And Nate, very diplomatic answer. It's one thing. My argument here is like, I get where he's coming from. You're right after a divorce, like I don't know, maybe you're hitting the town, you're being reckless, you're dating two people at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can also like tell somebody that you have a kid without introducing them to your kid. It's one thing
I think those
to
two
just
things are very
not
different.
tell them at all that the kid even exists. But like you'd be like, oh, I'm not ready to introduce you to them yet, or maybe clearly he didn't even want to broach that subject with this person, that he didn't bring it up at all. But it was the same kind of thing where Jesse Palmer asked him questions. He answered, but there was room for a discussion. There was room for follow-up questions, and those just weren't there. It was like Jesse Palmer got his answer, and then he moved on to the next question. Where it's like, okay, well, wait, there's more here that we can discuss. And then it was like, okay, Nate, sit down. Gabby clearly really is on Nate's side throughout all of this, too. Like, she was like, oh, he's such a great example for how men should act and all this stuff.
Do you think they're protecting Bachelor Nate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
I could see that.
They want to keep him in the cards as an option. So they gave him a moment to try and redeem himself and have it go as easily as possible. Roby dyed his hair platinum blonde. He tried to yell at some people at the beginning, and everyone was like, you were on the show for 2 seconds.
I don't remember that guy at all.
Yeah, that's because he completely changed his look. He had like long brown hair. He was the magician. No, not ringing any bells.
No.
Well, he dyed his hair platinum blonde.
Yeah, he
and
looked like Draco.
He really tried to plead his case for maybe having a big moment, maybe getting on Paradise,
Oh, that was definitely what it was. He was not making any valid points. He just wanted to be really loud.
Yeah, they might have filmed this after Paradise. That was the problem.
Because they had
Because
Victoria F.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
definitely filmed after
It's filmed
Paradise.
after Paradise. Yeah,
Because they talk about
I know.
Paradise.
The timing is so off.
Wasn't it filmed like last week, the Men Tell All, or the
a
week
few
before?
weeks ago? It's you know what it is for me, because we're so used to the men, women tell all or whatever happening earlier in the season before Paradise, because there was the break.
Right.
That would have made sense that you had a Bachelorette season and then the men would have been cast on Paradise. But because there was the break, that's all happened already.
Right.
So that
Roby
didn't
was going
even
crazy
really,
for no reason.
Yeah, that didn't even really matter.
You want to know how weird the show's gotten? Where when I saw Victoria F on that stage as a Bachelor in Paradise contestant, I got super excited. Because
Yeah.
she is from, I guess you can call it an era where the show was just, it felt like it was alive.
Yeah.
And now I don't feel that
She
way.
comes from a
necessarily.
time when it feels like people cared much more about the contestants on the
Right.
show.
100%. I think that's right.
Hey, if you went to this Men Tell All, you would have gotten a free cruise.
I know. What the fuck? I
Yeah.
almost tweeted Robert Mills. I want to be like,
They
where's
don't
my
care
cruise?
about you anymore.
I know.
I mean-
they tossed me aside. They put me on the cutting room floor and left me there.
Yeah, and
The
once
whole-
we started talking smack.
We talk a little shit.
Yeah, we did.
It's actually more fun that way.
It is
whole-
so much more fun to shit on this show when they deserve
When
it.
they deserve it, they deserve it. And this, after they actually had these discussions with these guys, it was just nothing was added at all. And then it really did just go into complete sponsor content.
Shake your phone for champagne.
Shake your phone for champagne.
What?
Everybody gets a cruise. Then it turned into
They got like their champagne glasses in the air.
yes. Then it turned into everybody.
There was a movie that's coming out.
Yes. First it was Paradise, which is the one thing I was actually excited for. I was like, show me the trailer for Paradise. That Paradise, I'm not going to lie, does look good. Looks like they're going to do a Casa Amor Love Island type thing when all the girls yell, fuck you, Jesse Palmer. Trent, little lesson. Thing they do in Love Island is about halfway through the show, everybody's got couples, they got people they like. They'll take the girls or the boys and move them into a different house. So
Okay.
the boys are in one house, the girls are in another house. They bring in 5 new girls and 5 new boys to go into the different houses
Okay.
to try and break up the couples that were formed in the original house.
Love it.
So I think they're going to do that. I think what it seemed like, because they were like, girls, pack your bags, you're out of here. So it was like, ooh, the girls might be leaving for a little bit, and then they're bringing a whole new group of girls to the beach to see
Got
what
it.
happens,
Okay.
which would be really great. But it was Andrew, Victoria, Genevieve, and
I pulled her luggage. I didn't show it.
who was the last one
Thank you.
on stage? Serene.
Yes.
And they are getting ready. They're gearing up for Paradise. Very excited. The season looks great. But once again, that was still another ad for Paradise. Then it turned into, that went right into here's the trailer for a new season of the Kardashians.
Yep.
They did a little shout out, which we did not mention on Cutting Stems. They did a little shout out for Bachelor Happy Hour podcast.
Yes, they
They
did.
threw that one in there.
Wow.
And then they brought out Billy Eichner to talk about his new movie Bros, which movie looks great. I'm excited to see the movie, but it was maybe a full 15 minutes. It's 9:30 at this point. We had Gabby and Rachel. Their content was maybe 8 minutes long. I'm actually gonna look because I know Bachelor Data did it.
No, they
gave
didn't give anything.
nothing.
It was.
And then they just went into a whole nother ad. Then Meatball poured sauce all over himself. It was just
tackled Billy Eichner.
so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do, but something has to change. Like it just has to get more.
I think they just need to take some time
Gabby
off.
and Rachel's hot seat lasted 13 minutes and 40 seconds.
And they said absolutely nothing. Like they gave nothing of substance from that.
I mean, here's a great breakdown of it. The general discussion with all the guys, just the general, not individual men, like Nate and Logan are different conversations, but the one just with the guys was almost the same amount of time as the Bros movie promo.
The promo for the Bros movie went on for a very long time.
Yeah.
They played a couple of games out there.
That is just so insane.
Kelly had a really great example, or I don't know what to call it. My brain is malfunctioning, but she had a great comparison.
Okay.
She compared.
There you go.
Yep, I got there. She compared it. Have you seen Matilda?
Very long time ago, but yeah.
So she compared it to when the dad is sitting down having his TV dinner and the TV is really loud and they're watching this like slapstick type of show where, there's things are being poured on him and it's very loud laughter and just a lot of loud noises coming at you. But for some, she was like, it made me feel stupid. Like they were trying to feed us simple-minded people something like Meatball pouring sauce on himself.
Right.
Just stupid
Let's distract
things.
with something stupid.
Almost like, I thought that was a great comparison. Or almost like when you're watching Nickelodeon as a kid and you're watching iCarly or some of these shows and it's like, oh, slime everywhere. And it's like, when you watch that now, you're like, I need a little more substance to this show. But as a kid, it works. So I think that they were just feeding to us simple-minded peasants of the world.
And they gotta know, right?
It didn't hit.
They have to know.
Let me tell you, they have to know. But some people are saying
had to.
that they very much enjoyed that episode, and I have a problem with that.
Who?
I do. I have a problem with it.
Who are these people?
The people that are mad at me.
I see, but it wasn't a good.
Which is, you know what?
Let me tell you something. That's the minority of the people who watch this
That's what I'm
episode.
saying.
Right.
I think majority of the people.
You can't watch that and be like, well, that was
That was
pretty
great
normal,
Yeah.
episode of television.
Started off solid episode. Tucked myself right into bed.
Yeah, no.
People
No.
were like, I fell asleep in the middle of that. I changed
Yeah.
it. If I was a casual
So
viewer
many
of
ads.
this
It was so many ads.
if I was a casual viewer of this show and we didn't recap it or anything, I would have shut that halfway through.
Let's also remember
Or went on my phone the whole time.
that so many people watch this live like we do. So not only are we are already watching with commercials.
Right.
Like we don't need to watch
We watched 2 hours of commercials last
We
night.
watched 2 hours of commercials anyway, and then when the actual show is also commercials, We just watched 2-hour infomercial.
We could probably
basically.
come up with a great commercial today.
Have they done more than one commercial in the past? I don't remember the commercial.
They've never done it like that before.
I've never even realized it during the show. Like, you could tell that the cruise was an ad.
Right.
To do the giveaway with the cruise and the Bros movie and the Paradise.
Champagne.
And
And
like
the
everything.
podcast.
Yes. And the Into the Kardashians trailer. Like, it was so much sponsored or branded content that was coming out of it. It was insane.
People are saying that they're poor.
They can't be.
They
They can't be, but people are saying, are they actually poor?
They can't be it. They just
because that
can't.
was the poorest 2 hours of television that's ever been on my screen.
I mean,
It feels like somebody agreed really early on to all these things, and then they got their wires crossed, and they were like, "Oh my god, now we have so many ads in the Men Tell All." Like somebody who did the cruise agreement at the beginning of the season when they were filming. It was like, well, the cruise was like, okay, we also want to be a part of the Men Tell All segment, and someone was like, yeah, sure, and then someone else was like, oh, Warner Brothers, we gotta throw this movie promo in there. Okay, great, we'll do that. And it's like, oh wait, now we gotta put
like
Paradise in.
There
like you
needs to be
sold-
some reconstructing.
All of a
on
sudden, it's a full ad.
Right, it's like
reconstructing on the sales and marketing side.
right,
Yeah.
you sold 15 ads for one podcast.
Yeah.
It's like we got to just do them all.
And things like that happen here, where things
Oh, yeah,
happen, and
happens
you
here
go,
all the time.
and you go, did anyone think this through
Right.
on how these things were planned? And then they fix it. So it's like, I could see where maybe something like that happened at ABC.
It is kind of crazy that I'm so down on The Bachelorette and probably The Bachelor as well now that it gets me more excited for Paradise. Like, because I know that that's a format that I'm going to enjoy.
Why don't we just cancel The Bachelorette and Bachelor and just do Paradise?
No, they gotta get
For
the
a little
they
bit,
have to
just
get
for
the
a little bit.
they have to
feeder
get the
system.
contestants
They
from
got 20
somewhere.
years of
They're
contestants.
just gonna turn into Love Island at some point.
True.
Yeah, you have to get the new contestants.
I
Because
don't
if you
know,
just
but
always went back to
I'm
the old
telling you,
people.
this show has to stop at some point. Like I'm just saying that because there needs to be an end to the same repetitive cycle that has been happening in the last couple of seasons. It has
I
not.
think buckle up. I think you got a long way to go.
I know, and because I know people still watch it, but how many times are we gonna watch the same fucking thing happen?
I will say I kind of like the formulaic aspect of it. Like that has always been a part of it. Like you kind of know like who's going to get
Yeah.
drunk on the first night,
There
who's going
needs
to be the
some
villain.
changes, though.
They're just you need interesting people. And
Right. Maybe
Well-
it was the cast. Maybe they're not cast in the same way they used to, or maybe because
don't
social
know.
media has changed so many things. If this show's gonna stick around, things need to be a lot more interesting.
I do just remember like when the villains like you just knew. Now this season there wasn't even one because they cut them so early. But like the Chads of the world, why am I not being able to think of more than that? But like just you knew each season. Corinne was great. Olivia was great. Like people, when you say those names, people listening right now can picture those people. And in 2 years, you're gonna say the name Chris for this double Bachelorette season. People are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
You just need people who make a mark. And I think social media has changed it a lot. And these networks are trying to tiptoe around. They don't want to. You don't want to get in too much trouble. You don't want people treating people this way. I do think sometimes they lose the fact that it is reality TV.
Yeah.
And you need shit like that.
Social media has changed it a lot, but there's also like people are not popping off the way they used to.
No.
They're really not. Like when you look at the numbers for like this cast coming on Paradise, the most followed person in the group that they announced, we know it's also funny, like Victoria F was obviously on stage, but I don't think she was in the pictures of the people they released for
I
the
don't think
cast.
she was announced. No.
So it was like they kind of were like, Victoria's here, she's on the show. It was like, wait,
Which
what?
do it in the right way, and it's kind of a cool reveal.
Yeah.
Because she is like in terms of like I would imagine has way more followers than everybody in that room.
Yeah, she does for sure.
Like
Because from the cast, from the initial cast that they announced, the highest followed person is Andrew with a little over 300,000.
which isn't bad, but if you looked at
But if you just look at seasons past and things like that, like
but also if you look at this season of the Bachelorette cast,
oh yeah,
those guys I would imagine have nothing.
Logan is going on Paradise. He has around 10,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
we really have hit a point where, and I don't know what it is necessarily, but where people just aren't as interested in
11 and a
contestants.
half now. That's probably a little bump from
Ooh,
the
catching the rock.
from the Men Tell All. I know it's fascinating. It is really interesting because it has not been like that in previous seasons. And I would say like the last 3 seasons or so, it's dropped off tremendously.
Yeah, why? Like, the last banger of a season felt like Pilot Pete's.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed.
Yeah. So basically that was the entire Men Tell All. We're going to have 2 nights of fantasy suites coming up. Labor Day and then the following Tuesday. So I believe football starts. That's going to be on Mondays, and then we make the transition to Tuesdays, where the finale is on a Tuesday, and then Paradise starts immediately the week after on Tuesday the 27th, which means we will be back to recording this podcast at midnight on Tuesdays.
Yay.
Wait, what happened?
Well, because it's going to be back on Tuesday nights, we're going to have to go back where we do Cutting Stems and recording this segment
Because our podcast comes
because
out.
the
Oh,
podcast
that's
comes
right.
out Wednesday.
Okay.
Which is better for the listeners.
back to
Because
Tuesdays.
they get an immediate, they don't have to wait a day.
Yeah, it comes right out.
But for us.
Comes right out. It's long Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
We'll make it through.
Yeah.
Paradise is going to be great. I'm excited for Paradise. I think Paradise is going to be very exciting because we have not gotten a Paradise season in so long.
True.
We've gotten Bachelor and Bachelorettes up the wazoo, but we have not
Right,
gotten.
it's been a full year.
We
since
have
we've
not
had
gotten Paradise. So
It'll be
I
good.
think that'll be good.
And people love when we record at night, as much as maybe we
As
don't.
it
But
gets-
people do
it
love.
gets silly.
Yes. Yes.
There's not a season after Paradise currently, right? There's like a break.
Please.
Probably not, honestly.
That's good. So it's like.
If I had to guess, Paradise starts end of September, so realistically it'll go end of November-ish,
That's crazy.
and then new Bachelor always
January.
January. So
We'll see.
we're moving. All right, everyone, we are here with 2 special guests from Love Island, USA, the winners themselves, Zeta and Timmy. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited. What a season. How are you guys feeling right now?
Ladies first.
Well, I'm feeling amazing. I've just woken up FaceTiming Timmy this morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm FaceTiming my man. Like, this is so strange. But yeah, winning was just everything to us. We really didn't expect it. We didn't know. And so it was surreal. And it feels really good.
Timmy,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, it was quite the journey. I had some battle scars for sure from everything that went on. So I took a day or two to decompress, and I'm starting to feel myself again. It's nice. It was a great time, obviously, but there's just a lot that goes into it, and I'm just very proud of myself personally, and then I'm proud of Zeta, and I'm proud of us. And I feel like we could look back on it and say that we did things to the fullest out there. So it does feel amazing to have climbed that mountain and now feel like you're at the top and you can settle in a little bit. So yeah, I was FaceTime Zeta this morning. It's just nice. Good to see her face. You know, I was showing her the crib. She hasn't seen my spot yet. So like, we're just getting into that, you know, swing of things.
Mm-hmm. And things now change dramatically for you guys from going into the villa, now being out of it. And whenever we talk to contestants on shows like these, like Love Island or whatever it may be, Netflix shows, these shows are like social experiments, right? Because you go in there and you are not in touch with the outside world whatsoever. You guys can't watch TV. There's no music. It's just Love Island 24/7. Now, what was the most surprising part about being in the villa compared to what you expected going into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, it was the level of emotional exhaustion. Like, it's like how taxing it could be, just always having to express your feelings and to really like step outside of yourself. I thought, oh, it's fine. It was like a summer of love, like, yeah, and it really was, but you have to do the work. And that's what that place really taught me as well. Like, it's not just like, love is not just free. Like, you really do have to put in time. You have to put in work. You have to do things you might not want to do sometimes. You have to show up for your person. And so, yeah, I think I just didn't expect how emotionally taxing it would be.
Yeah, I would say mine is very similar to hers. It's just like having to speak on where you're at emotionally every day and be in tune to where you're at and like really understand why you're feeling things. Like you had to be very in tune with yourself each day because you had to speak on it. So, that after a couple weeks of that, just like trying to stay clear within yourself, it can be tough and challenging. So that was big for me.
So you guys definitely at the beginning, had some ups and downs, but post Casa Amor really felt like you guys were really, really solid. When did you both feel like, okay, I think this is gonna work and it feels secure? Because I feel like a lot of times you just you don't feel that security. But it did feel like you guys got to a point where you were really secure in your relationship.
Yeah, I mean, the honest answer is it happened very quickly for me. Like I said, I felt like I got the cheat code to the game very early. Like I met this girl, I'm standing behind her. We're just chopping it up. We're talking like when we shouldn't be talking. We're giggling when we shouldn't be giggling. All these things are happening, and then we sit down and have a conversation. That first conversation, like we just were in awe about how many common denominators there were between us. And then that just kept catching momentum. And so, I mean, I just knew it was special from the jump. I think after the Bria situation, that's when I knew exactly where I was at. But I saw the potential and the excitement very early on with Miss Zeta.
Yeah, I would say the same. From day dot meeting Timmy, I was like, oh my days, this is going to be like one of my best mates, no matter what. Like, even if we don't happen to hit it off romantically, like I'm probably going to be chatting to him in the villa, like chatting to him outside of it. So he was just such a comfort zone for me immediately. So it's like, I knew it was special immediately. It's like you feel really scared to say that type of things. People are like, really? But yeah, I knew it was special immediately. And then we had our secret kiss, the Bria days. And I think that really just solidified what I felt for him and what he felt for me. I think we both felt it in that moment. And after that, it's like my trust started to come back for him. And so everything that had started like on day one was just like, it was just making its way back and like being sturdy. So I would definitely say it was after the secret kiss for me was when I was just quite locked in with him.
Because you guys were basically together from the beginning, what is the feeling like when a new Islander comes in?
Good question. I mean, it's always like that new guy on the block feel. So you're skeptical, you're curious about what type of energy they're gonna come in with. I mean, listen, it's tough being a bombshell, and I saw that firsthand. Like, it's tough to come in there with the right amount of aggression, for lack of a better term. Just like you don't want to be shy. You want to go after what you want, but you also want to do it in a respectful way, and that balance is very tough for a lot of people. So, for me, I was just kind of feeling everybody out. Luckily, once again, like I was in a very confident, comfortable spot with Zeta where I felt like she just understood me. So at the end of the day, she can talk to whoever, but at least I know she has a pretty good grasp of like who I am as a person and my character. So I kind of just hung my hat on that. And then other than that, it was just like the curiosity of somebody new coming in. And for the most part, everybody who came in was the good people. So it's always fun. It's a new person. I actually kind of welcomed it at a certain point. It's like you want something some
Yeah.
new and fresh, just like guy, girl, who cares? Just like somebody to bring something else to the table because you're around the same people every fucking day. And,
Yeah. It's 24/7, right? Like you're doing
Yeah.
basically the same thing at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So you have to throw some new
Spice it
people,
up.
throw some new people into the mix. What this journey worked out for you guys so well, but when you were going through the process of going on this show, what were your expectations? Did you think like, oh, maybe I meet somebody that'll be fun, or like more casually, or were you like, I'm going in there to find somebody, I want a relationship at the end of this?
Zeta, you got a really strong stance on this, so go ahead.
I went on wanting my husband. I was not playing. I was not messing about at all. I've been single for 6 years, and I just got to a point where I was like, wow, I have worked on myself so much that I am just ready to pour into someone else. Like I felt like my cup was full, and I was actually like ready to give somebody everything that I'd been working on. And so I went in. I've been praying about a husband for like a year. I was adamant, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to this and that. But I need to go to a place where that is the focus. Like it's obviously a game, and some people go in there and they're just trying to play a game and make money or whatever, or get social media followers, all of that stuff. So I know that, but at the same time, I'm like, what better place to go than where you're forced into it? Like you put yourself in a situation where you have to find love. That's what you're doing. You have to get to know someone, not find love, but get to know someone. And so I was very focused on meeting my husband. My mum was like, "You're gonna meet your husband in Love Island." So I went in there with that mindset.
My mindset was just confident because I felt like I was in a position where finally I am emotionally ready. I'm career ready. I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at as far as my own personal projection of like what my interests are and what my plan is for the next coming years, and my priorities lined up, and I worked on myself. So I came in wanting to explore anything that I felt like was good for me. So this was the most emotional readiness I've ever had in my life, and I was ready to just put myself out there and see what happens. I didn't have any crazy expectations. I actually wasn't going to go on the show originally. Like my sister alluded to that when she got on there. My sister played a huge role in just saying like, hey, try it out. You should do it. You're ready. You can do something like this. For me, I was just, obviously thinking about all the situations and just like the clutterness and like, the messiness. Like I try to, as an adult, the luxury is like, you don't have to be in situations you don't want to be in. So like I've been living like that for so long, and I knew I had to compromise that in the situation like Love Island. So that was my only like skepticism. But other than that, I was emotionally ready to find a partner, find a person.
It sounds like you were both kind of in similar headspaces, which is great because I feel like that's exactly how you want
I think that
person to feel.
I think that both views and outlooks on the situation are good. I think that Zeta, you were a lot more confident and I'm going to find my husband. And the way that you're talking about it, you can tell that you are so genuine in feeling that way, because I think it's funny when you ask those people those kinds of questions, or you see other contestants go on shows and they ask, oh, did you go on for like the right reasons or what? And they're like, oh yeah, I totally. And you could tell that they're not, but it's fun. I think it's okay, honestly, because for an example, I don't know if you guys watch Love Island UK at all. Season 5, Molly May and Tommy Fury, who just like I follow them to this day. I think they're an amazing couple. And Molly May did an interview recently where she was very honest, and she was like, to be honest, I knew going on the show I would, gain a lot of social traction. Things would come out of this for my brand, but I also got lucky enough to.
She was also 19.
Find my love, and so I think either outlook on it is okay, and if you end up finding someone that you want to be with, I think that's amazing as well, and you guys have seemed to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely agree.
Great, huh?
Yeah, so I think probably one of the biggest questions you guys are getting now, right? You leave the villa and everyone says, "What now? What are your plans? What do you see? You know, what does your life look like 6 months from now?"
Yeah, I think the beauty of that question is that we're gonna figure that out as we go. I think we have an understanding of we're both just high-driven people. We have a lot going for ourselves on an individual level. So the collaboration is the most exciting part about this outside the villa next chapter. So I mean, it's gonna be the little stuff first, like just seeing her spot. She's gonna come over to my spot. We already know I'm going to London at some point, New York City at some point. Like a little bit of travel and collaboration, and I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. That's why I'm excited. I just know I want it. Like, you know.
Zeta, is your family already dying to get you back across the pond?
Yeah, yeah. When I came back from London and then I applied for Love Island USA, my mum was already ready for me to like be back in London at that time. And then I, was told to go that I would be going on the show. And so then it was like 3 weeks and I was on Love Island. And so coming off, she's like, okay, like come back home. I'm always ready to go to London. So I'm just going to stay here and do what I need to do. And then obviously I'll probably be off to London in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you guys take us what the audition process was for both of you getting on the show? If there was an audition, I think that so many people are curious about that. And you said even that you weren't even going to go on the show. So
Yeah. For me, my story is I actually got a DM for last season, and they asked me if I was interested, and I'm like, all right, let me try it out. Let me see if this is even a possibility. So I went through the whole application process, and it's intense. Well, at least mine was. Like, I had 5 interviews, psych evaluation, blood work done, like a psych test and everything. Like it was like 7 different appointments that I did over the span of like 3 or 4 months. At the end of that whole trial, they ended up veering off with another character. So I was cool off that. I was already like, maybe I don't do it, whatever. Let's see what happens. It ended up not happening, and then they reached out for this season that was just on, and I kind of was able to skip a lot of the steps that I did in the previous round. And then, yeah, they gave me the green light.
Yeah, my story is actually quite funny. So I applied for Love Island UK originally, and then they asked me for a video, and they were like sending more stuff. But then I ended up shooting my first TV series in Kenya. So I was like, okay, Love Island UK is not on the cards. It's fine. Moving on. And then I came back to LA, and I was just sitting there thinking, wait, I think there's a Love Island USA. So I was like, let me just look it up. I started looking it up. I thought, oh, there's 3 seasons. I was like, I wonder when the 4th season is. And it was literally happening very, very soon. So I found a casting director and I reached out to her. And then 3 weeks later, I was on Love Island USA.
love it.
You were
the determined.
Fast process. Yes.
Me, yeah. I just woke up and I was like, oh shit, I guess I'm doing Love Island USA.
Yeah. UK, US, I'm finding love.
Did you guys have to do any sort of compatibility test, like to figure out what you're into, love interest, anything like that?
I don't think it's compatibility test, but you have to be very honest about who you are, what you want, what you like, what your last relationships are like. So it's things like that, and then I think they match it.
Right. I mean? To see like, oh, these people could potentially end up. Yes. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there was, no shortage of drama on this season from your fellow Islanders and things that were happening, and we got down to that finale and saw these couples. Who are you guys most confident in, besides yourselves, on who could make it on the outside world as a couple?
Well, look, I feel like this is a sleeper pick, but I think Joel and Bella, I can see that working.
That's an underdog. That's an underdog pick for sure.
Underdog pick, yeah. But I would say the ones that were out of the finals and everything, I would say I think Sydney and Isaiah are gonna stand the test of time. I think, it's puppy love, I feel like they do. Like there's so much realness there. They like each other a lot. And they work really well with each other. And I think they already were talking about the sacrifices they're gonna make. So I just feel like they have the right idea after all this, and they're like really vocal about making it work and shifting their worlds for each other. So just based off like what they're saying and how I see they operate together, I would say Isaiah and Sydney probably will make it.
Yeah, and then I know it's like an unpopular opinion, but I've rated Deb and Jessie since day dot.
That too.
Yeah, everybody always feels like that's not, I don't know, they've gotten the most doubt throughout the whole season, and even the way Jeff kind of left things, it made it seem like he certainly didn't think that they were going to be good either.
Yeah, and I get it. I really do. Like, I'm not blind to what, everyone else may be seeing, but I also see something in them that other people just don't see. And like, they've just got this passion between them. And I feel like that's what's, kept them going, even through all of the shit that's been thrown at them and all of the doubts that they may have had. But if they can just get through, I told them both, we all need therapy, but I told them both, I think they should go to therapy. Like, it's a healthy thing. I think they've just got things that, they're both unaware of. And if once they do that, I think they'll blossom, honestly.
Yeah.
So, Deb and Jessie.
What was I about to say? Social media. That you guys don't obviously get to see each other's social medias. You're really getting to know everyone without that preconceived notion of them. Now that you're out, have you stalked your other Islanders pages where they're doing? Because I feel like Isaiah, when I found Isaiah's TikTok, I was like, oh my God. That's what this guy was doing the whole time before he came on Love Island. I mean, he has a ton of followers on TikTok, but it's just like sometimes you would never guess that kind of guy, they're doing the sexy TikTok vibe and the whole thing. Have you guys looked at anyone's page and been like, I'm a little surprised by this?
I actually have not had the time to look at everyone's page. Like,
she's tired.
I've been with these people too much already.
I'm like, call me in 3 to 5 business days, and I will let you know how I'm feeling about everyone's social media.
I checked out. I had to check out my barbecue boys. You know what I'm saying? So I checked out. I can't lie. I checked out Jesse's and Isaiah's because I was just curious. And I actually do like seeing like the before and after. So I kind of scrolled all the way down to see what Jesse was up to. And Jesse, he's such a cool, normal guy. Like he just had the regular pictures, football pictures, like no braids. I just wanted to see like his projections. So he was living a modest life, and same as Zay. Zay's just he on that pretty boy shit. Yeah. So they both look really good. And I'm very happy for them, and they seem like they're cultivating their following and everything. So I'm nothing but happy.
One of the biggest part of Love Island, you guys do these crazy challenges. You play these games. Some of them are sexy and fun. Some are pretty gross. What were your favorite and least favorite challenges that you guys did this season?
Did those challenges look lit? Did y'all like them?
Yeah, I mean, when it's like slow-mo sexiness, it's great. When we're watching you spit food into each other's mouths, so that's not great.
I think it's also funny when the challenges come about because you're like, oh, yes, a challenge, and then you realize like nothing happens after.
Well, yeah, it's funny because the challenges are basically pointless.
Right,
it's
you're just like, it's literally just so they can like play some games to entertain themselves.
Yeah, see who makes out with who. Right. Those kinds of
cause drama.
After the description, they would be like, there would be no awards given out for this challenge. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like we know.
Yeah. I mean, what you have a favorite challenge, or what you think?
Babe, do you know what? It's so funny. The food one with you.
I know. That was the one for me too.
Ones, just because I know how much you hate that kind of shit. And
Yeah.
so in it with me, and you were just like, I'm gonna do this for Zeta, like I'm gonna do this for us. It's okay, working together. And so it was actually one of my favorite ones to do with you.
Yeah, nah, cause you said I wasn't gonna get through it. I remember you said that right before we went. Like, Timmy ain't gonna do this, and I had to tap into a certain mindset to like get through that challenge. So that one just stuck out to me, and then I'm just sitting across from my girl with food all over our faces, and we're in a nasty cart with all types of mixed entrees. Like,
It's a bonding. It's a bonding experience.
It was it was
Oh. You know, like obviously relationships are just about, you know, seeing can you get it together in a situation, because life just comes at you so hard, doesn't it, sometimes? And so you're just like, can you get through it? And I know it's something silly like a challenge like that, but Timmy hates that stuff, and he just was like, like right when I'm about to throw up, and I'd be like, Timmy, just throw it up, and he'd be like,
yes, yeah. No, it was amazing to work together like that.
That's really funny. And you know, Zeta, you brought up that there is a $100,000 prize at the end of this, which is quite a nice bonus, I would say. How were your thoughts on the money when it came down to the end? Like, were you guys thinking about it at all, or was it kind of like an afterthought?
We were not thinking about it.
Timmy's
honestly,
face says he may have been thinking about it.
No. This is just funny because I'm just thinking about opening up the zero and she had the 100K.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking about it until the day of. You know, they actually were telling us, like, there's 100K on the line. You need to get excited. And we were like, okay, right. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, we'd come there, we'd gotten what we wanted. Yes, 100K is so exciting, but it wasn't on our mind until the day where it was like, hey, it's really happening. There's 100K and someone's going to win it. I think that's when Timmy and I were like, oh shit. Like, that's exciting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the 100K is even an afterthought for viewers, right? Because I think we forget that there's a money prize element at the end too, because you're just looking at who wins as like what people deem as the.
It's also like
I don't even know how to
on all the on so many of the seasons across the different countries, you don't really see anybody pull that move. It's like normally you split the money, or it's like I think there was just one season of Love Island Australia where one of the guys kept all the money.
I would have loved to see that for one time, like not with anybody I'm rooting for, but just like one time somebody pulls that move.
I know. I was gonna do it for you, but then I thought
you could have kept it, and then afterwards be like, all right, I'll give you your piece after.
So,
how about 75-25?
Yeah, that was originally my plan. I was like, do you know what? If I get the 100K, I'm going to just take it, and then I'll Venmo Timmy.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny. But we had such a great time watching you guys this season. Zeta, I think you were a breath of fresh air on the show, and Timmy, you gave a lot of great comedic moments and great poetry and lines that we've never heard before on Love Island. So it was really great. You guys were both awesome, and congratulations on winning. And we're looking forward to seeing what's next for you guys. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So nice meeting you guys, and congrats again.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Peace.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe everywhere that you listen to podcasts, especially the YouTube. Come on, we want to get to 100K. We are very, very close. Maybe we'll do some sort of extravaganza to get us there. Who knows?
Extravaganza?
Yeah, who knows? We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.